If you look at Greenland right now, if you look at the waterways, you have Chinese and Russian ships all over the place. We're not relying on Denmark or anybody else to take care of that situation.
Greenland is today a part of the Kingdom of Denmark. It's a part of our territory, and it's not for sale.
You have not done a good job by the people of Greenland. You have underinvested in the people of Greenland.
What if I told you that Donald Trump's dream of owning Greenland didn't die in 2019, but has actually resurfaced in a much darker, more secretive way? Because right now, in 2025, Greenland isn't just some icy, forgotten island at the edge of the world. It's the front line of a geopolitical storm, one that could redefine the future of alliances, global resources, and even military dominance. And the shocking part? Rumors suggest that Trump-linked operatives have been quietly working behind the scenes, pushing Greenland toward a U.S. takeover, while Denmark scrambles to defend its crown jewel. This is not just about frozen tundra. This is about a landmass 4 times the size of France, hiding billions in oil, natural gas, and rare earth minerals, the very materials needed for smartphones, fighter jets, and the future of artificial intelligence. Whoever controls Greenland could tilt the global balance of power. But before you assume this is just another diplomatic spat, let me ask you this. How do you deal with a so-called ally that's secretly trying to take your land? To understand why Greenland matters so much, let's start with the basics. Greenland is massive. 2.1 million square kilometers of ice, rock, and untapped wealth. Beneath that frozen surface lies an estimated 38.5 million tons of rare earth minerals. These are not just shiny rocks. They're the essential ingredients for building everything from microchips to guided missiles. Without them, modern economies grind to a halt. But that's not all. Greenland's waters hide 7 billion barrels of oil reserves and untold trillions of cubic meters of natural gas. If tapped, these could make Greenland one of the most resource-rich spots on the planet. And then there are the Arctic shipping routes. Thanks to climate change, ice that was once impassable is now opening. Ships that would normally have to snake through the Suez or Panama Canal could instead cut directly through the Arctic, shaving thousands of miles and billions of dollars off global trade. Whoever controls those routes controls the future of global shipping. So, in a single icy package, Greenland offers 3 things: energy dominance, tech dominance, and shipping dominance. It's not just real estate. It's the golden ticket of the 21st century. And Trump knows it. Flashback to 2019. Trump, then President of the United States, shocked the world when he casually floated the idea that the U.S. should simply buy Greenland from Denmark. Most people laughed. Denmark's Prime Minister called the suggestion absurd. And Trump, never one to let an insult slide, responded by canceling his planned state visit to Copenhagen, calling her nasty. What looked like a bizarre real estate fantasy quickly turned into a full-blown diplomatic clash. But here's the thing. While the world moved on, Trump didn't. Behind the headlines and the memes, his fascination with Greenland never went away. He reportedly told aides, "We're going to get it one way or the other." For him, Greenland wasn't a joke. It was an opportunity, a way to cement America's supremacy while securing his own legacy. And now, in 2025, that ambition has resurfaced. But this time, it's not in the open. It's in the shadows. According to reports out of Denmark's public broadcaster, at least 3 American citizens tied directly to Trump have been carrying out covert influence campaigns in Greenland. One of them, often seen at Trump rallies and even floated for a national security role, allegedly compiled lists of Greenlanders, sorting them into 2 groups, those friendly to U.S. interests and those opposed. The goal? To amplify pro-U.S. voices while undermining Denmark's authority. The other 2, both former Trump staffers, allegedly worked to build ties with Greenlandic politicians, business leaders, and citizens. They whispered promises, suggested opportunities, and planted seeds of doubt about Copenhagen's commitment. Danish intelligence believes the ultimate aim was simple: divide Greenland from Denmark and push the narrative of a U.S. takeover. Now, let's be clear. There's no definitive proof that Trump personally ordered this. Reports only say the men were linked to him. But in politics, optics matter. And the optics here are explosive. Trump's people, secretly shaping the future of a foreign territory. For Denmark, this wasn't just interference. It was betrayal. Copenhagen wasted no time. The Danish Foreign Ministry summoned America's top diplomat in Copenhagen, demanding answers. At the same time, Denmark announced a $2 billion boost to Arctic defense spending. 2 Merlin helicopters and a naval frigate were deployed to Greenland. Money flowed into Greenland's justice sector, and programs aimed at ending discrimination against Greenlanders in Denmark. But perhaps the boldest move was symbolic. Denmark's Prime Minister issued a formal apology to Greenlandic Inuit women who had been subjected to forced contraception campaigns decades ago. The timing was deliberate. While Washington was accused of meddling in Greenland's future, Denmark was showing it was willing to confront its past. This wasn't just politics, it was a message. Denmark was saying, "We're here for Greenland. We're investing, we're defending, and we're owning up to our history." Meanwhile, Washington was far from backing down. In January 2025, Donald Trump Jr. visited Greenland, part of what many saw as a charm offensive. His words, "We're going to treat you well. Just take care of yourselves." The subtext, America is ready to step in where Denmark has failed. A few months later, Vice President J.D. Vance delivered a fiery speech at Thule Air Base, accusing Denmark of underinvesting in Greenland and neglecting its people. He framed the U.S. as the true friend and protector of Greenlanders. And then came the hammer. The U.S. abruptly halted a $1.5 billion offshore wind project led by Ørsted, a Danish company majority-owned by Denmark's government. The message was crystal clear: cross us, and we'll hit your economy. The strategy was unmistakable: soft power through charm, hard power through economic pressure. Denmark didn't stand alone. European allies began circling the wagons. In June 2025, French President Emmanuel Macron visited Greenland alongside Denmark's leader. He openly criticized Trump's ambitions, bluntly saying, "That's not what allies do." This wasn't just European solidarity. It was Europe drawing a line in the ice, signaling that the Arctic would not be a playground for U.S. imperial ambitions. For Denmark, this was vital. With a population of less than 6 million, it cannot face U.S. pressure alone. But with Europe behind it, the calculus changes. So here we are. Billions in defense spending, alleged covert ops, allies taking sides, and a U.S. president who once said Greenland was 100% necessary for American security. This isn't just about Greenland anymore. It's about the future of alliances. It's about whether power or partnership wins in the 21st century. For Denmark, losing Greenland would mean losing a third of its global identity, its prestige, and its leverage in the Arctic. For Trump, taking Greenland would mean securing resources, military dominance, and an empire-building legacy. The cracks in the Arctic ice are more than just climate change. They're symbolic of the cracks spreading through Western alliances. And the question lingers: what happens when prestige collides with power, and the ice finally breaks?